started then. On recording? Cool. Alright, so when last we left off, you all left Meepo's useful items, transporting the items that you had procured across the city. Gregory being a decoy and running from the enforcers, losing them by jumping from rooftop to rooftop, leading a patrol off away from the direction the party was going. The remaining party members passing through a few tunnels leading out from Meepo's, through some basements, and out a basement into an alleyway. Failing a skill challenge, the party had a direct run-in with the enforcers, but with some quick thinking and some less than perceptive enforcers, you managed to pass off that you were locked out of your house and avoid a confrontation.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You made your way to the Hapless Hydra, discovering that the bar you knew and loved was a front purposely made unappealing to avoid prying eyes. Foley led you downstairs to another bar where you met Merrick, a raven of the Ebon Shapers, who took the large object and paid you all, serving an unwatered down drink in the bottom under bar. After a short conversation with Merrick, he gave you a code phrase to say to Foley in order to be led back downstairs to chat. From there, we decided to pull back a bit and do some scenes/downtime stuff. You heard a town crier that announced Quesh's death, the succession of Femwith, Azize, and the arrival of a merchant caravan at the palace. Alrune and Hjalmar went to have another conversation with Inoan, and upon telling him about the dream and losing control and asking for help, Inoan used his abilities on each of you. Able to heal and cure diseases, Noan mentioned that he felt something that he couldn't heal within you, and that it is in both of you. And that is where we're going to pick back up. I will fetch you all to this board. Fetch you a specific spot. Is everybody able to see there?
Loading, streaming in.
Cool. May also be taking a little bit longer to load because I pulled in the Inoan mini from Hero Forge.
Oh, it looks cool.
So you're actually able to do that now with Tailspire, which is kind of. This was me trying it out, so I figured out too that if anybody player-wise wants to do that, it's like $8 to get the mini or whatever. You guys are welcome to do that, and we can add that in. Any player can add their own mini to the campaign for the thing. So, yeah. Okay, so picking back up there, and no one, after doing his thing, will say, I'm able to cure diseases and heal wounds. What I felt is something else. I've felt curses before, but this didn't feel like that either. Feels like a tendril of something evil rooted inside you. I don't know what you got into, but I'm gonna recommend a cleric.
I don't feel weird, right? Nothing looks off physically?
Nope. You don't feel, other than like the fresh rejuvenation of him healing you, because that happened along with it, you don't feel anything different.
I'm still just sore from the writing, right, the other night?
By this time it will have probably worn off, so you're not really feeling it as much anymore.
Okay.
Because I believe this was later that day. Yeah, I think we're in this day that happened, actually.
Yeah, because we kind of booked it, so it wasn't quite that long ago.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's been at least a few hours.
So overall effect-wise, though, I don't feel much different, is all you're saying.
Nope. Feel normal.
Kind of look down at Alrune.
I don't feel mildly cursed.
Well, like I said, I don't think it's a curse.
What is it?
That is something I don't know.
I suppose.
But you feel okay?
No ill effects.
And I am trying to remember myself how much of that meme told him about. I know you purposely omitted something.
It's been a while, so
Yeah.
I think it was more of a, if I remember correctly, I spun it more as like coming at it from the rage side of things and losing control.
Mm-hmm.
When we talked, because we were talking about the feral, the lion
Right.
tribes, and he said, don't bother with that. I've tried, you
Yep.
know.
Yeah.
So I think if I recall correctly, people keep me honest, I think I was just asking him about rage and how to stay in control, and kind of keeping it that side of things. I don't think I told him up and down that I wrote weird shit on the walls. So.
Yeah, I think that might have been omitted as well.
Yeah,
That's the part
we
that I
left
was
that out.
wondering about.
I think we were pretty tactical about it as far as I can remember. So,
Yep.
if we could go back and we can retcon that if I'm wrong. But
all good.
So
he'll say, well, if that's something, again, if there's anything that keeps coming up because of this, definitely see a cleric about it, but it doesn't seem to be ailing in any physical way at the moment. Curious, with you being fresh Skyfallen, how much have you remembered?
not much.
Dead
Fed
dragons. That's
So
about it.
something for. You've had your first couple nights here, correct?
Right.
Would you be willing to try something?
Can I make an insight check real quick?
Yeah. What are you trying to?
I think I guess just kind of feel out how helpful is he trying to be? Like, is this kind of he's mysterious anyway in his demeanor?
Yeah.
Is he lying about this unhealable thing? Is he just prodding me for his own kind of, you know what I mean? Like, what is he trying to get at here? Is this part of is he playing this up?
Okay.
So,
go for it.
all right, rolling.
Especially since we know he's not above prodding people for their amusement.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Healing and then prodding them again.
He's extremely hard to read because of the mask that he wears. You really only get a sense from the eyes, but he seems to be genuinely curious about something, to see what's going on. But
Right. I guess I'll look down at Alaroon and kind of shrug my shoulders and
all this would be is a sort of guided meditation to try to help unlock some memories.
Can't be worse than what our friends tried.
I don't know.
What do you
That one
mean?
seemed fairly effective. He got hit so hard in the head it gave us all memories back.
He says, I tried that method myself pretty early on. That's how I got into fights at Fort Spirit.
yeah, I think
Wild.
he'll give a nod, and he doesn't see why not, why this would be a problem. So
Okay. Hold. Because that's a little too intense. A meditation. So he will say, go ahead and take a seat. He'll kind of hop over the
Cutting out
next
a little
rock
bit.
over here.
I want to
Okay.
adjust just a little bit.
yeah, you're clipping just a little bit at the end of the sentences. Not terrible,
Okay.
but it's starting to get there.
It's okay if we have to hear Rachel. As long as I can hear you, you're fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
We'll go
I'll.
back here.
Kjellner's gonna cross his arms, wait for Aldrun to find a rock that he fits on.
He was making space so that you can sit down there, but
sit down here.
like that
Okay.
kind of thing. Yeah.
I thought he was like, okay, find your rock. I was like, well, find one. It's probably gonna fall over. That's not a rock. That's still not a.
You're
still
gonna
not a
sit
rock.
down on that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say, take a seat. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose, counting to 4 slowly. Feel the air enter your lungs. Hold it at that point. Another count of 4. Breathe out through your mouth for another count of 4. Now hold again there. Another 4. Repeat this pattern. Always in through the nose, out through your mouth. He'll give you a moment to kind of settle into that rhythm. Good. Now, notice your body. Concentrate on your sense of touch. Any feeling of discomfort, acknowledge it and let it fall away. Concentrate on the feeling of the air rushing into your nose and out your mouth. Your mind will wander. This is natural. Be kind to yourself when you notice it. Do not focus on what distracted you. Just accept that it did. Refocus your breathing. This continues, and he guides you through this meditation for what seems like an hour. I would like for both of you to roll a wisdom save for me.
Oh shit, those are my favorite ones. Not really. Okay, not bad.
Alrighty. got Hilmer's looking for Alrunes. Okay. So Alrune, sitting there, your mind tends to wander a lot. The kind of environment around you with the sound of the water is a bit distracting, and there are other people off there that you can't help but notice. Hjalmar, what topic does your subconscious want you to remember?
Does it have to be anything in particular?
Nope.
Oh. Does it have to be different from the previous streams?
It could be further detail in there if you want it to.
I think he would think back to his home where he used to live, the village, and looking out into the forest and see a great gray and white wolf with its back turned, slowly walking away. And it would stop and turn to look at him. And it would hold there silently for a few minutes before leaving tracks in the area for him to follow.
Okay. So that memory of that wolf in front of you returns. It is something that you're able to remember. At that point, and Owen says, "It seems you've remembered something." This meditation is how I've unlocked countless memories. But the longer that you're here, the harder it becomes. It now takes me months of meditation to unlock memories.
How long have you been here?
At least 2 lifetimes.
How much do you remember?
Most, except what led me here. This place fights against me remembering that specifically. There are chains of details I was able to look at. Details of memories that a person that I was able to focus on the next meditation, and I was able to remember them. But anything related to how I got here, it fights me. Thank you for trying this for me. This has given me some information as well. Haven't had any new Skyfall in some time, and it's good to see that, while maybe inconsistent, it still does work.
I thank you for your guidance.
Feel free to share that with your friends. It's usually better for the people here to be competently contemplative. That's the word I was looking for. On but with memories, you make better decisions.
I'm gonna hesitate for just a minute, like after he speaks, and then just give him a nod.
You're welcome to stay here for as long as you like, but I'm going to return to my meditations.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
got nothing.
I hope it helps. You got nothing.
We will try again. Don't worry.
Keep at it. I'm sure it will happen more. That he will turn and kind of sit down cross-legged.
I suppose we should find a cleric.
Probably.
Unless,
We have it. Just think about the rest of them.
unless what we have is the key.
Do we want to hide it from them then? And then find a cleric when it becomes a problem?
What do you suggest?
Well, if it's the key, we should just let it become key-shaped.
I don't know how many more taverns there are to write on. Maybe we wait.
Yeah, let's wait and then we can look and figure.
Alrighty. So is that where we'd like to call that scene?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So pulling back out, the way I think we were looking at this is downtime activity, essentially, for a few days. So we can follow up with Hjalmar and Elrune again, but I would like to see what Kurt and Gregory would like to do with some of their time. Are there any NPCs you'd want to talk to, or any specific actions that you'd like to take?
You want to take this one, Kurt?
Sorry, I gotta unmute both mics to talk because I got one mic for the stream and one mic for you guys because I can't get them to be the damn same freaking technology. If you have something, go ahead. But I can go if you need me to go.
Well, it's been a while. I don't quite remember how much downtime we had. Was it just the week?
Couple days, yeah, a week.
I think it's just a few
Like 2 days.
Oh yeah, 2 days. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Because you're essentially
I thought
looking
we had a
for the end of the 10-day that resets the catacombs, and that's what you're looking to do. You're currently, I believe, yeah, so we're on the 9th out of the 10 days, so you have the rest of today and tomorrow, and then the following day will show the reset. So
I actually don't think he'd be up to anything. I think he would just spend the time planning for what he wanted to do next, which was hit up the labyrinth and... Well, actually, we do have that list. He might just go hunting for a couple days.
Okay. So going hunting for a couple of days. Is there any kind of preparation that you would want to do? Are you going by yourself? Are you going with people? How far would you venture?
I mean, no further than when he would be able to come back to the city every night.
Mm.
So no more than a day's away.
Okay.
Pretty much just hunting animals and game to make a little bit of money for the days where he can't really do anything big. He would proposition Kurt to go with him because he knows Kurt and feels like he can trust him, but it would be one of those half-hearted asks because he knows Kurt's probably going to do his own thing. But
go hunting with you out in the middle of where?
just outside the gates, in the woods, kill some wolves, bring back some meat, make some money. Maybe find something interesting.
I mean, the effort of not having you get yourself killed, I mean, I can come with you, making sure that you get back okay, but I ain't no hunter. I'm a craftsman. But hey, if you want to make sure you don't die out there, I'm more than willing to come with you.
I'm perfectly confident in my abilities to go hunt some squirrels and deer.
All right, well, I
But-
mean, there's bigger things out there, Gregory, you know that.
Yeah, but nothing faster than me.
Really? You sure about that?
Well, if I'm not sure enough, I won't have to listen to you tell me otherwise.
I guess that's true. You would be dead. I wouldn't have to listen to you.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't have to deal with that damn robot anymore. Sounds like a win-win-win.
Yeah, you really don't like him, so I imagine that'll be...
Hey, he started it.
Oh, yeah, sure, but, that be as it may. If you want to go on your own, I'm not going to stop you. But if you, if you think you got it all by yourself, I'd rather not go, personally. Yeah, I got some work I got to do in town, so...
All right, then.
Drop it.
Well, then I wish you the best of luck. If you end up dead, I'll assume you died with a smile on your face.
Some degree of relief, I'm sure.
But don't die while you're out there, would you? I don't gotta be with a bunch of people I don't feel any real
I
kinship
would not
to.
dream of denying you the chance to experience my humor in the future.
Yeah, well, regardless of what memories we have, I at least feel some form of familiarity with you, not with the others, so do me a favor and don't die. So yeah, good luck.
All right, he gives him a curt nod and takes off.
He scrunches his face and he's like, bad joke.
All right, so I go hunting outside the city for a day and a half,
Alrighty.
2 days.
Do you do any kind of preparation? Like, are you buying supplies to do this, or are you just going with what you have, just walking out into the woods?
Well, he's pretty damn good with the blade, so he would just be using the tools he's got on him.
Righty. So, heading out.
Maybe he'd just find a shitload of really good mushrooms. The kind that you eat.
Right. So, way I'll run this. Let's go ahead and have you make a survival check.
Absolutely. I don't know why I forget that I need to have that open every time we play, but I do. So, bear with me.
I hope there's not a bear with you. That never goes well.
I could outrun a bear. It's fine. Okay, survival check. Here we go. Nice.
Still has not loaded for me.
That's okay. How about I just roll again? Maybe it'll show up.
No, it showed up. It's just hasn't loaded. Oof. Okay. Let's go ahead and have you.
The face when
I
your
don't
DM
think
says oof.
I don't think I'm coming back, guys. I think what happened was, on my way out the gates, I was having violent thoughts about what I would do to what I was hunting, and then I got crushed by a statue.
You trip, you fell, you die.
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Okay. I'm just rolling into the Ichor.
Righty. 12. Alrighty, so on your adventures out into the woods, you do end up seeing a few, berries and herbs and things that you're able to gather fairly easily. And in the process of doing that, you end up surprised by a giant lizard that is currently sunning itself on a large boulder nearby. However, it shifts and notices you and begins heading in your direction when you hear what sounds like exaggerated bird calls, and you see a number of arrows shoot out from the surrounding kind of foliage and begin to assail this lizard. Eventually it goes down, and there are a number of people that come out from around there, and one of them approaches you, a somewhat tall furbolg, actually, that is wielding a longbow, and says, "It's dangerous to be out here alone there, friend."
Oh, well, thank you. Did you happen to know that you're a furbolg?
Why, yes, I did.
And yes, I did. Imagine that.
You'll see other forms stepping out from the foliage as well. A couple of them going over to the lizard, kind of making sure it's dead, and you see them in the process of starting to
I yelled dibs.
field dress. You yell dibs. They'll kind of look up,
I
and
saw it first.
we were already hunting it. One of the guys will say, and kind of just nod or shake you off, and then go back to starting to field dress it.
Well, I guess I'll let y'all have that. There's more of you than me. Consider it a
Well,
gift.
Would you want to join us?
Who's us?
Oh, we're some of the hunters. Have you not been around the hunters then?
Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna go with no.
Oh. Are you new to town then?
Yeah, I dropped in a couple days ago.
Oh, Skyfallen then, if I catch your drift.
Yep. That's me.
Well, welcome. we're some of the hunters of the hunters den around here. We tend to go out into the woods and actually, hunt things for the city. We bring back a lot of the meats that you'll have.
What do you mean actually hunt things?
They,
You trying to tell me something, Mister?
well, it
who
seemed
has no
like
name?
you were. Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Iachi Norinal. Very nice to meet you.
Yes, well, it is an event to have met you too, Yachi.
I didn't mean any slight by that. I just noticed you were mostly, unawares of the situation when you were here.
Yeah, I have what some people like to call hunting blinders. So I wasn't hunting that. So obviously I didn't see it. I was hunting that. He points off into the distance. There was a thing, you probably missed it. You were probably having your blinders on the lizard. It's fine.
He kind of looks out in the direction that you pointed. He's like, okay. Well,
Yep. No need to look into that any further.
if you're actually looking to do some hunting, that's a thing that that we could definitely help you out with.
Sure, why not?
Alrighty. Well, once we get this lizard taken care of, we'll continue our route through here. You're welcome to come with us right now if you'd like, or you could stop by the den whenever you're in the mood.
Well, I'm here now.
Alrighty.
Going
Then
up with
come
you
along.
guys. Yep, exactly. That.
And he'll talk with you, and he'll introduce you to some of the other hunters around. There's a number of them. He'll mention that the kind of leader of the den isn't currently out with them. They're probably back there at, and that's Kyotsi is the name that he brings up. He says that she's back at the den currently.
Are they all furbolgs, or is it just...
No, it is a random smattering of races there. There's a dwarven person there, a gnome, and a tabaxi as well.
You know, I have to say, I am impressed. Just simply because of the fact that there's not a single elf among you. Very diverse.
Yeah, well, they don't tend to come with us, I guess. I don't know. We've seen a few of them, but there aren't too many elves in our situation here.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, wouldn't be surprised. They tend to keep in clumps. Little pretty pointy-eared clumps.
Well, that sounded a little rude, but I'll just ignore it for now.
It was intentionally rude. You picked up on that accurately.
Well, glad I'm not making assumptions then.
Oh, no, not at all. I have a problem with elves, and I wear it on the cuffs of my sleeves.
At least you're forthright.
It's true. I feel it's best to be forthright and honest with everyone you meet. Anyway, I do have to ask. How cool is it having arms that, extend past your kneecaps?
Do furbolgs generally have that? Or are you thinking,
No, furbolgs have really lanky arms.
it's the,
You're thinking of bugbears.
bugbears. That's the one.
Shit. No, you're right. Oh, no. What's a furbolg?
They have like
They're
a,
like the deer people.
Yeah, kind of. They have like a bluish
Deer cow people.
fur. Yeah, and they have like the flattened kind of cow-like nose and kind of flappy but conical ears a little bit.
Mildly giant.
Yeah,
very
they're
tall.
they're
Yeah.
very tall, but this guy specifically is pretty lanky as well.
Well, disregard the arm length comment.
Alrighty.
Well, cool. Yeah, I will join up and go hunting with these dudes.
Alrighty. So, with their help, they pack up kind of the meat and are taking kind of some of the bone as well as tissues and stuff from the lizard, and definitely have like the hide all rolled up by the time that you're all ready to leave. They don't leave too much there after completely processing it on site. They stick it all into various bags that they have. You'll notice a familiar looking chest that you've seen Alrun carrying is what they put the meat into itself, and are able to kind of carry all that stuff with them. And in hunting with them, you are able to see that they work together pretty well. They will fan out in lines and then keep each other within like eyesight and walk very slowly and quietly through the woods to kind of scout, and you're fairly successful with them at hunting down some larger game, and by the end of it you have pretty much filled their packs and your pack with as much meat and hides and kind of other materials as you can carry at that point. And then on their way back out, they are heading straight back to the hunter's den, and they will invite you to come back there.
All right. Yeah. I'll go hang out with them. I got nothing else to do for a day and a half.
Alrighty. If that is the case, I can give you a visual. Where did I find the thing? There we go.
I'm nothing.
Where is your token? There we go. Great. Do this. Fetch everyone. So they lead you back to a small cave. It looks to be both naturally formed and a bit carved out, and you see that they have made it into kind of a space for themselves. This is outside the city, into the forest a little bit, but it's just within kind of sight of the walls. Walking in, you see tables set up. They have campfires where they're roasting some meats, and there's a couple of individuals kind of playing cards in the back. The rest of them kind of come in and say hello, and they bring you to Kiyotzi, who is the leader of this kind of hunters guild that they spoke to you about earlier. And you'll have Iachi come up to her and say, Kiyotzi, we found a prospective hunter here. He was out there all by himself, but we picked him up and he held his own when we were out here hunting with him. Oh, sorry. The thing is not showing. I don't think we also have actual like Furbolg tokens. So for now, I'm gonna go with this guy.
Goblins they are.
Ironically, using an elf. And she'll look over to you, and you see, like, her demeanor is very kind of critical, very observant. She looks you up and down, and do you have any kind of like bow or anything with you?
I'm pretty sure I don't, but I'll check my inventory. Let's see. Dagger, 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 dagger. Shield.
Okay.
Nope. No bow.
Okay. She'll look over, and are those daggers like hidden about your person, or are they very obviously on the outside?
No, there's a couple bandoliers that he's been able to, like, just throw together himself that he has on his chest. They're that way so they can be easily pulled and thrown.
Okay. She'll kind of look you up and down, take a look at those, and she'll say, "Does he hunt with knives?" And Yachi will kind of speak up and say, "Yeah, he did pretty well. He throws very well."
I shoot her a raised eyebrow look because I have not been directly addressed yet. And see how long that goes out before I talk too directly.
She'll kind of step forward and say, "Oh, welcome to our den. My name is Kyotsi Linota." And you?
It's a pleasure to meet you. I give a half bow.
Okay.
The name's Gregory Arian.
Ah.
The sky
means
dropped.
Are you one of the new Skyfallen then?
Yeah, burned away my little free respawn tattoo, so I'm just a normal guy at this point.
You've been a bit of the talk of the council lately.
You don't say. Care to expand on that, or?
Oh, just that. I am a member of the council, so Suro spoke highly of you, but he also brought the news of Quesh's passing from you, I believe. You and your group, at least.
Yeah, an unfortunate business that was. Didn't know he was quite so high and mighty and important until we got here.
He would have it that way. He tended not to be too... he didn't flaunt his council status, and didn't much care for its responsibilities, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I'd probably find myself in that camp too. Not much for fancy chairs.
And now that you've had a little bit of time speaking with her, you're able to kind of take in, and she had stepped forward when she introduced herself, and the firelight kind of illuminated her form. She has very dark hair, it's long, pulled back into a braid. You see a quiver kind of strung to her back, and her features are not... They're mostly human, but you see some kind of bestial trait. You see like oversized incisors, and her eyes are very sharp in appearance. She kind of motions to the rest of the room and says, "Well, you're welcome to hang out here for a time. It appears you've already done some hunting with the group and are pulling your weight, as it would. We'll end up taking this haul in tomorrow, whatever we can fit in the chests here, but anything we can't, we tend to cook up and eat for ourselves. You're welcome to join us for dinner.
Yeah, that sounds pleasant. I think I'll do that.
Alrighty. And in joining them, they tend to sit around the fire and they kind of tell, campfire hunting stories, that kind of a thing. And they don't pressure you into participating, but would Gregory speak up and tell his own story?
Gregory would tell his own stories, but he coyly will more like repurpose the tales of him hunting people and shift the actual people into animals, so it appears like he's telling a hunting story when actually he's talking about, murdering people.
Right. And this would be one of those times where, like, as the camera's looking at Gregory telling this story, we'd have these flashes back to the memories that he had of
Sandwich.
Yeah, Sandwich, and then the previous one of chasing down somebody, and you'd say, you're walking through the trees and it's really, buildings that show there, and then you flash back and forth between those things. They'll continue on kind of chatting and drinking and stuff into the night, and you're welcome to stay as long as you'd like to, but is there anything else that you'd like to specifically call out here, or are you good?
Oh, I think that's plenty. Gregory will enjoy himself with this group of people who are somewhat like him. And when they pack everything up to take to the city, that's when he will go back to the city. And I guess after that point, he would just wait out the rest of his time for the new Labyrinth team.
Okay, so they will invite you if you're staying up, like, drinking with them and everything. They'll give you like a spot to sleep in there as just like a, hey, you're not gonna walk back at this point in the night type of a thing. And you are able to kind of stay there. That does mean that Kurt, you will not hear from Gregory until at least the following day, and you know that he went out hunting. But we will pull back to what Kurt is up to as well.
Yeah, what am I up to?
Yeah, what is Kurt up to, having abandoned his friend to the wild?
Hey, he said he wanted to go. I'm not gonna stop him. All right. So I found myself in the city. What's the name of the city again?
Warden's Charge.
Warden's Charge. All right. I'm probably just leaving the tavern. And, you know what? Before I even go, because, my boy's here. What's his name? Hapless Hydra. What's his name?
Foley.
Foley. I said, Foley, I got a question for you. A serious question.
Yeah?
I need some help, some direction. Where would one go if they wanted to get a licensing or something of the kind to sell wares in the city?
Whoa. Sorry, I just cut out a little bit there. So you said you were looking for a license for what?
I'm looking for a license, a guild license or a merchant's license or something of the kind that'll allow me to sell wares in the city legally.
Well, legally you're looking at probably over at the Anvil's Song, there's the leader of the Forge Works.
Is that who sells
her name-
licenses to join a guild or a merchant's clan or something?
Yeah, she's the head of the Trades Guild. Her name's Zalia.
Zalia. Alright, let me get that name real quick.
Yeah, she's a council member, head of the Trades Guild, and she's blacksmith by trade.
Alright.
I just slipped into the other voice entirely.
Zalia, head of what? What was it? Anvil or something?
Yeah, her shop's called the Anvil Song. It's over in the Forge Works.
Okay. I appreciate that, Foley. I'm gonna head there, so thank you for the drink.
Alright.
And that's where I go.
Alrighty. So if you are heading over to the Anvil Song, can pull out underscores Kurt.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. So you will come to one of the larger shops in the kind of Forge Works area. Zilro had walked you past this kind of area of the city before, but this is your kind of first time going into this area, and it is a very nice kind of large forge, and you see both a female tiefling as well as a halfling that are working in here. If you have looking in from the outside, you can see that she's kind of directing him more than anything. And upon seeing you enter, she'll kind of look up and she'll say, what can I do for you?
Morning to you, morning. Name's Kurt Hammer. I was told that you're the one to talk to when it comes to legally engaging in trade within the city. I'm hoping to open myself a stall.
Oh, are you one of the new Skyfallen then, it seems?
Indeed I am. I'm simply trying to ply my trade.
Already getting into our local commerce. That is very commendable.
I want to go about it in the right way. I know these things have quite a bit of bureaucracy behind them, at least where I believe I was from.
She says, well, not too much bureaucracy here. You've already come to the right place. I can...
merchant's license, that's all.
She'll kind of go over to a back area that has a chest in it, and she'll start pulling out some papers and say, usually we do this up at the palace, but you found me in my own business here. Let me see if I have the right form.
I mean, I'll have it be as informal as it is, that's fine. Whatever dues I gotta pay, I'll pay them. Whenever you need me aside.
She'll say, well, what kind of trade are you looking to
Metalworks.
Open? Metalworks? You're a blacksmith then?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I still am.
She kind of looks you up and down. She says, I can see it the way you carry yourself and the tools that you have. She'll say, also, I should introduce you. This is my husband, Raelus.
It's just as a wave.
And he's kind of currently like working a piece of metal, and he kind of looks up and waves with the hammer. It says, nice to meet you. And then she says, well,
I don't want to keep you up. So.
And you're looking to open your own shop, or do you wish to partner with an existing one?
I believe I'll be okay on my own, at least I should be.
Alrighty. Do you have any particular specialty? And you see, like, as she's asking you these questions, she's writing down some of the information on a sheet of paper that she had pulled out.
What'd she ask? Say it again.
Are any particular specialty?
Specialty? I mean, metal's metal. Whatever it is, I can work it, make what I need out of it. So, just a metal worker. Speciality, if you got to put something down, chainmail.
Okay. And she'll put that down. She'll fill in a few other boxes, and she'll ask you, now, do you have a, do you wish for there to be a shop front involved, or?
I just need a table. And really, I just need to know where I'm allowed to sell goods.
Well, normally we allow people in the kind of central district over there, and she kind of points towards the market that you had walked through.
Yeah, I figured it might be there.
You can set up a stall there whenever you'd like. If you'd like your own shop, there is a kind of upfront gold cost to that, and a kind of rental fee rent type of situation.
Don't believe a storefront will be necessary for me.
Okay. So I will just put you down as kind of general merchant for now when it comes to like where you're located. So
Perfect. What do I owe
you should be able to pull any of that. For this, it will be 10 gold if you want to do other things in the future. Setting up your own shop, that kind of a thing. You can also contact me as well. And that'd be interesting to see your work on a more personal.
Well, if
So,
you want to come down, you're a fine me. I'm the only guy with a table.
Yeah. Do you have your own forge and materials?
In a way, yeah.
I'm interested in what that means.
It's complicated, but I can tell you that you come down and you can see for yourself. But
Okay.
I apply my trade quite honestly, I can tell you.
Interesting. I'm just wondering how you're going to construct your goods without a forge. But that is not my business either. So, and she'll fold up that piece of paper, kind of put it into an envelope and seal it. And she'll say, if you take this to the palace tomorrow morning when it opens, Sirkin will be able to file this in the right place. But even with this in hand, you're able to sell your wares at any market stall you wish to bring.
Excellent.
And she'll say, is there anything else that you need? Maybe some armor or weapons that I've made?
I should be alright. Thank you very much.
Alrighty.
She hands me the paper or whatever, the licensing. Or...
Yep. Yeah, she hands that to you.
He folds it, puts it in his pocket, and says, "Do you need any work done? Are you looking for help?"
At the moment, I think we have everything under control.
Good.
The council may be placing more orders soon. So this is fortuitous timing.
Yeah, you feel free to get a hold of me then if that's the case.
I will do that. I'll put your name down as someone to contact for this. And she says, we may need some more weapons and armor coming soon, so
My specialty.
it's unfortunate.
You got the metal, I can forge it.
Excellent. And she'll kind of close the notebook that she had open, put that back in a chest that looks like it's specifically made to keep the things that shouldn't be caught on fire in. And then she'll kind of let you take a look around or leave the premises if you'd like. So.
Okay, yeah, he will take off.
Alrighty.
He's gonna go look for a table.
Like easy enough, you could find one at a kind of general furniture store. I'm sure that there's tables in the equipment.
No, I doubt it. I
No?
guarantee you furniture's probably not in there. That might have to be a you thing.
Trade goods table. Nope, that's that kind of table, like a roll table. Okay. We'll say like a somewhat cheap table you could get for like 5 gold.
Sure.
More high end you can get up to like 30, but
I'll just
it is
take
up
the
to you.
cheap end, that's fine with me.
That's also something that you could craft with your abilities later if you needed to.
It's fine.
Cool. So you're able to find that easy enough. It might be a little unwieldy, so you might need another person or something to
carry it on my
haul
head,
it
balance it
somewhere.
on my head.
There you go. You'll get some weird looks from people going up and down, but you're able to head over to the kind of market area where you want to set up.
I will, where I'm allowed to, I will put the table down. I will go behind the table into my little area that's kind of sort of chalked out or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's kind of stalls. They aren't really marked out. It's more like fend for yourself as far as some of those spots, and you can see like some people have set up semi more permanent stalls with like they've got wooden pillars up that are kind of marking their spot because they got the good corner spot or something.
Wonderful. Well then,
Yeah, you're able to find a couple of different spots and take your pick. So.
Once that's set up, I get behind my table and I'm gonna use my channel divinity to use my artisan's blessing, which is a ritual, and I just have to have the gold for the cost of the item. So I am going to craft myself a 15 gold longsword. And when I cast this spell, I want to imagine, and if you'll allow this, I want like ethereal forge to just make itself exist around me. Anvil and everything. All the heat, everything I need, and I want to take the hour ritual that this takes to craft myself a beautiful longsword.
Alrighty.
I will make it of dwarven, my whatever memories I can bring to it from my heritage into the blade.
Alrighty. So, in doing this, like, it takes an hour, right? So you're going back and forth between these like radiant ethereal tool areas. You've got your anvil, your forge, you got your bellows that are going into all that. And as you're working this, you start drawing a crowd. People have not seen this before, so they're kind of looking around at this and are drawn to the kind of radiant energy that's going on there. And there's some people that will sit there and watch you for the entire hour and seem pretty amazed out of it, and they'll see you kind of working the metal and are very surprised when it starts to take shape into a sword, because you had put down just like the coin that it required, right? And so you go ahead and make a performance check for me.
Sure.
Ooh, got a new customer base already.
I'm really bad at performance, but all right.
Yeah.
Because that's charisma. I don't do this very charismatically, so no.
That's fine.
It's a 2, bro.
They're still watching you, but they're not as entertained as they're watching a show. They're just watching someone work, right? And that's fine, and people are still watching this because it's peculiar. But seeing the blade kind of change, you see a couple people like wide-eyed, kind of cocking their heads, and then you come to that point where it's done. You're ready for this to be complete.
All right. Yeah. I'll set it on the table. And I'll take a little scrap piece of paper. And I write it down for 5 gold profits, 20 gold. Next to the blade. I sit and I wait.
Some of the people around go up, they take a look at it, they see the price, and their eyes kind of go wide, and then they scamper off. But you do, as you see a few people filter out from that, you see one gentleman who was watching you for most of the entire time. Dwarvish, and kind of a red beard that's pulled down, braided, and has like a large, like, it looks like an axe head that comes down around, like hanging off the end of it. And he'll say, I have never seen anything like that in my entire life.
Well, now you have.
And he'll lay down the full price that you wrote there.
It's yours.
And he'll pick up that blade and he'll say, "This is your first one?"
No, I don't think so, but first one here.
Good enough. Collector's item. I'll be watching you.
Thank you. I take the 20 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I chill for an hour. Wait for my short divinity to come back, and I'll make more stuff.
Alrighty. So
I just
over
do
the
that
course
today.
of how many times can you do that in a day?
It's a short rest, so I'm gonna leave that up to you. How many times I can do that in a day?
Oh, okay. So it's a short rest
Yeah.
to get it back.
Short rest,
Is
get
that-
back in an hour to do it. So we got 2-hour increments if you want. An
Right,
8-hour
so
day would
every
be
2
4
hours.
items, but
Right. So we can have this be kind of a downtime activity that you do for a while. The prices are gonna vary a little bit, so
let me know how much
that's
I
one of
make
the
if we want to make it like that.
Yeah. I was gonna look at comparable like downtime activity for that, but you're definitely able to successfully kind of craft these things and end up selling them. You might have to adjust some prices up or down just to get them moved, but and I think the things that are made this way, they are permanent, right?
Yeah, they're permanent.
I think yeah. I'm trying to remember because like the
These
Forge
aren't-
Cleric
yeah.
makes things permanent. The Artificer has like temporary
Right.
enchantments or something like that. So I was trying to remember, but
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so you're able to go through and do that. And you can do that for most of the day. If you're, say you can probably spend like, for this day, it'd be like you get 2, maybe 3 items if you stay late. And then like if this is something that you continue to do for the following day.
Yeah, I do the following.
Yeah. You can do that another like 5 items. So
What would my profits look like?
let's look at.
I think it's just like running a shop. It's literally the downtime.
Yeah, there is a downtime
It should
activity.
be around here somewhere. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I have. Let's see. Downtime activities.
There's crafting an item, but that's like very specific.
Crime, gambling, pit fighting, relaxation.
It might just
research,
be work.
skyward.
I'm not sure.
What's rough is most of these activities
Are
talk
weak.
about like months.
Yeah, they're
Right.
So it's up to you to kind of interpret. it.
Yeah. One thing.
Yeah, the only time I've ever seen D&D do like profit base is in Waterdeep Dragon Heist, where you run a tavern and it gives you actual thing for making money.
Okay.
So it might just be a work downtime activity.
Yeah, because so what is comfortable lifestyle? That is how much gold? I forget.
I think it's comfortable is like 2 gold a day, right? Or 2 gold a week.
Determine how much money the character makes. Character makes ability check. Consult the wages table to see how much money is generated
Right.
according to the total of the check.
lifestyle of the week minus lifestyle comfortable. Oh, that's for like how much money you make in the lifestyle.
Right. Yeah. The
Comfortable is 2 gold a day. Yeah.
comfortable is okay. Because this place is a little more inflated. From looking around and buying things, you see that like basic goods are normal, but there's a lot of coin in this city. So you'll end up so go ahead and make a check for me.
Can I use my smith's tools?
Absolutely.
Very cool. I'm happy about that. Alright. Smith's tools. What kind of check would this be, we think?
Smith's tool. What do you think it would be?
Can it be athletics?
Sure, go for it.
It'd be me sticking out for it.
Yeah, because I mean, part of this too is like your endurance of like working this way and then having to rest.
Real low.
What about balance?
Real low.
What'd you end up getting?
Natural 1, but it's a 6 total because it's a skill.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to my world, friend. That's what I rolled for hunting.
Years, yeah.
What
kind of profits
so you're
do I
able
make
to
above
get.
my 16 gold.
So you're able to get an extra 2 gold for the day, and adjusting the prices after the spectacles worn off, and that guy was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get into this first one because I've never seen this before."
Is that for both days, or do I have to roll for each day, or how are we doing this?
Oh, I was considering that for just this day.
Okay.
So, if you want to
Attempt again.
continue that for the next day, we can go ahead and do that.
Alright, here we go. 10. Just a good old 10.
It's a good old 10. So that would end up putting you at... It's a pretty good day, so you end up with about 15 gold.
Beautiful. Hey, good day. Yeah, Kurt becomes a frickin' shop merchant. That's what happens with Kurt. That's total.
Ah, yes, a Sherpin.
I become a serpent. I become an NPC. That's what happens to me. Alright, and that's Kurt.
Alrighty. At this point, we can circle back. Does anyone else have anything else they'd like to accomplish? I know, like, Hilmar and Elrune talked a little bit with Anoan. Was there anything else that you'd like to follow up on with that stuff? Or have any conversations with the party, that kind of stuff, too?
I mean, unless Elrune has anything. I mean, Hilmar was going to return to Warden's Charge. So
Yeah, so was I.
yeah, there wouldn't have been anything like following up with all that. It was very much a oh shit and leaving after you find out, you know.
And we decided that we weren't telling everyone else yet because
Yeah, we're not bringing that up to, like, we've chosen not to disclose to like, we're not going to a cleric or anything right now immediately. So
Alright. So if that is the case, you said you didn't have anything else that you wanted to follow up on other than that?
probably would have gone and chilled in the tavern, probably get some drinks during the rest of the downtime. Wouldn't have been anything else. Because that, how long was that trip to see?
That's just outside the city walls, so it's not too bad. It's maybe you spend an hour there, so it was maybe like a 2-hour total.
Okay.
Of go out there and talk to him and then come back.
And we're just covering this day in the downtime for now?
We can cover this day and the next day.
And the next one. Okay, so next day maybe I'd have like if we're doing downtime actions, be like a normal work day. Probably find someone that needs something hauled, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that
absolutely. in doing that, you definitely, if you made your way around the palace, you'd end up seeing and everybody will end up seeing this on your way to go to the expedition as well. Around the palace, there's a large kind of merchant caravan that the town crier had talked about. You see there are a series of carts kind of set up around the main entrance to this place, and yeah, so you'll see wagons that have a bunch of different, more exotic-looking goods. So some are filled with extremely large pelts. Like there's a wagon whose roof is covered with pelts that are that large that it's just strapped onto the top. They couldn't really roll them up too well, but the cart does have a few things in it, or wagon does. Others looks to have some various ores and stones with kind of gemstones that are completely uncut, that look like they were freshly pulled out of the ground. There's a bunch of crates and barrels around, and one of these wagons has been made up to appear as a bit of a storefront. And if you're looking for work, like the caravaneer there would actually definitely hire you to help haul some of these things, especially with these huge pelts and stuff, that if people are buying them, and a few people do come by and end up purchasing these things and helping them haul them to carts and that kind of stuff and to situate it, they would definitely appreciate that help. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, so you can, if you want to, go ahead and roll for that as well.
Manual labor. What do you say?
It definitely feels like athletics to me.
Yep, I
So
agree.
and there's no shortage of things to haul for him. So
Is Alrune coming with, or is this
Alrune in this time is actually going to open up his own little illegal food stall near that place.
street right next door? It's like competing food trucks. Yeah.
Like they've got like goods. I'm providing snacks for people shopping for goods.
You're the elephant ears that are like $8, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would pay $8 for a good elephant ear. I won't lie.
you're able to set up there, and you'll see some of the caravaneers, like they kind of eye you strangely, but they're like, okay, they're not competing with me, so I guess I'll do it. And you'll see some of the like people come out of some of the wagons and end up going over and like buying some food from you just to see what this is all about, and they end up tasting that food. You want to go ahead and make a performance check? Or I guess whatever cooking tools type stuff you would want to do.
Tools, but I don't know
Not
what
performance, sorry.
tool. Let's see what proficiency. What would go with cooking?
Fill our
utensil?
hearts and minds, not our bellies.
What stat?
Ooh, and you got a 24 on athletics. Very nice.
I'm gonna
so
go with
you're-
wisdom. Cooking seems like a common sense thing.
There you go.
Find something I have a wisdom stat, and
Okay.
we'll use survival then. Oh, +2. So 17.
Alrighty. So, Hjalmar, for your work, you're hauling things, and you're very efficient about it. You're a very strong person. They're able to
Human forklift.
handle a lot of those large furs that they're usually not able to do. So they're able to give you a good 30 gold for the day's wages.
Alrighty then.
And then alrighty.
Fine by me. Holy shit.
And then Alrune. So you make that, and it tastes pretty good. Like the person that comes over from the caravan takes a bite of it and like shakes their head approvingly, and they're eating that, and they call some of their friends over and start having you do that. And at one point, you'll notice too that like with this caravan here, you see a lot more enforcers around the kind of main thoroughfare around the palace area than you're used to seeing. You imagine it's probably just security type of thing to prevent thievery from the merchant caravan that's come in. But they'll actually, at one point, they see you set up this stall and they'll come over and say, or start saying something about like, oh hey, you're not supposed to set up food here. But the Caravaners, after having tasted your food, will come over and say, no, he's with us, we're good. And they kind of vouch for you in that way to let you continue.
Can I visit the food stall on my lunch break?
100%, yeah.
All right.
It's a mushroom fondue thing of some sort, because that's what I have in my chest. It's lots of cheeses and mushrooms.
Mushroom fondue.
Ooh.
Mushroom
All
and
right.
the cheese. That's probably
How
good.
much do you want for the
People are-
mushroom fondue?
Do you-
Oh no, yours is on the house.
Oh, well, good. All right, cool. That's fine by me then.
he rakes
people
you
here-
over the coals.
30 gold pieces for the mushroom fondue.
No, he's seen the kind of rations you scarf down. It's double for you.
But people around here are also generally used to eating mushrooms. It's one of their like primary things because that's what you can grow inside stone buildings. So they're used to eating this kind of fare, and the way that you put it together is somewhat new, so it attracts some like new people, new customers, and everything. And with that roll, you'll be able to make about 15 gold for the day.
Oh, nice.
Alrighty.
That's a worthwhile thing to do. Eventually, I should get a license too,
Illegal
but
food stall. Yeah. We could go on a caravan trip, man.
Yeah. And that is actually something that will get offered to you is the kind of lead caravaneer has a very billowing cloak that you feel like has something going on with it because it is billowing when there's no wind. It's a red cloak that's very flashy, and he'll has like a big hat with a feather in it that's out about a foot and a half out of the hat itself. Very showy individual who will come up and he'll say, well, you've done such good work for us today. I appreciate you hauling everything. Are you perhaps interested in coming with us at some point? We'll be here for another 10 days, but if you're looking for work, we could always use another set of hands, and there are more and more unsavory types on the road, so we always look for protection in that way as well. But is that something you'd be interested in?
I appreciate the offer, but I'm already beholden to another group.
Oh, how sad.
But I will be here for the remainder of the 10 day, for sure.
Very well. Well, if you're looking for more work, usually these sell off in the next few days, but after that we can scrounge something up for you.
And your name?
My name is Everett Digby. It is nice to meet you.
My name is Hjalmar.
You give him a bow.
Hjalmar. Most of these came from your compatriots up north, or up towards the peaks. Well, not them specifically, but I was around. Tried to talk to them. They're not very friendly.
So I've heard. Unfortunate.
Indeed.
Oh, can guarantee you that it's not my... It's not wrong with me.
That's reassuring to hear, but I could gather that by your work.
Huh.
Actually, just your very demeanor when we first met was enough of a clue to me. So,
That is good to know.
well, if you're looking to spend any of that money too, we do have some items that you could take a look at.
What do you have?
What does he have? He has, and he'll start pulling out some things. I don't know how far you were looking for work, so I don't know how far your pockets are gonna go. But we have, and he'll start opening up a couple of chests that are kind of on his display setup, and he'll point out. And he'll bring out kind of a robe that has patches all over it. And he'll say, "This is a robe of useful items. Each one of these patches represents a item or group of items that when you pull the patch off, you're able to materialize."
What sorts of items?
And looking at the patches, you can kind of see each one has kind of a theme of the items that are in there.
Okay.
And he says, well, there's healing potions, there's a few, like a ladder, a 10-foot pole, a few things that would be useful to adventurers.
How many patches are on this cape or cloak?
That you'll have to give me a second to find, but I do have this information.
Okay.
I have it written down. I just have to
just
find
looking it
where.
over, like that sounds fascinating and very
I
handy.
do remember that magical item. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I made a specific one for this.
The only problem with this item is that once the patches are off, you have a cloak.
Hey, what's wrong with a cloak?
I ripped up my cloak. There's nothing left.
There we go. Okay. So looking over the patches, you'll see one that has what looks like a pair of daggers, or you'll see two different ones that are individual daggers.
Okay.
Two that look like they are bullseye lanterns, two with steel mirrors, two with 10-foot poles, two with hempen rope, two sacks. You see one that looks like a window, and then a group of gems. You'll see a dog, a silver coffer, a ladder, a scroll, and a group of healing potions, as was mentioned before.
I see lots of useful things here. Right.
It is a robe of useful items.
Hmm.
However, this one is a bit more pricey, I will say.
I was going to assume, right.
This one is around 2,000 gold pieces.
Oh. Hmm. We'll have to work for a little bit longer for that.
Well, if that isn't useful for you, he'll kind of start folding that up, put it back into a chest, and kind of pull up a shield, and he says, "I don't know if you're the shield-wielding type, but this is a sentinel shield."
Hmm. No shields.
All right, no shield. A man that knows what he wants.
I need both hands with an axe.
And what about this one? He's kind of starts digging into a different chest he opens up, and you see him move aside some cloth, and he brings up a large, like, what looks like a drinking horn.
Oh, well, it's got my heart already.
And he says, maybe this is up your alley. This is a dragon vessel. If it's empty, you're able to speak a command word and create your choice of a number of different concoctions or ale or olive oil. I believe you can also make a potion of healing or a potion of climbing with this one.
Did I mishear? I thought I heard him say olive oil.
Yes,
You said olive oil.
he did.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Maybe I can help Alrune with his cooking business. I don't know.
And I will point out, this can be used once per day.
Right, of course. How much for this one?
This one will run you about 200 gold pieces.
Still a little bit out of my range, unfortunately.
That is unfortunate. Well, unless you need any more trade goods, that's most of the more interesting items I have.
How much longer are you going to be here?
Oh, about a 10-day. So
Right.
you have some time if you're looking to scrounge up some money.
I may come back, perhaps.
I hope you do.
Good. I appreciate the employment.
Anytime. Literally anytime.
Shall I come back tomorrow?
If you'd like to. I'm
Need
sure.
their assistance?
And looking around, he looks and he sees they have a few more pelts and some crates. He's like, we'll probably have one more day of trade goods that need to be hauled, so.
Right. Same place.
Indeed. You're set up here.
Very good.
They'll wave him off and I guess hang around until Alrune's shift is over. However much longer that is.
Alrighty. So at this point, I think we've heard from everybody but Gregory on the second day worth of things. Does that sound correct?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was just gonna AFK in town for
Alright.
the last day.
Get his drink on.
Working or just like hanging out and partying?
Not partying. He's not really the
Yeah,
partying
yeah.
type of dude, but he
I
would,
figured.
he would, just, cruise around town. You'd probably see the merchant caravan drop by, check that out. In fact, if they have any magical items that would interest him, he would definitely, ask to see them.
So you will get much of the same that we just heard for Helmar. Those are the
Even on the
main
second day.
Yeah. Even on the second day, those are the three main like magical items he has for sale. Unless you want to buy like giant mammoth pelts or other like metal ores and stuff.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, so he's got nothing new for me. He would stop by out of curiosity, just because it's hustle and bustle and something interesting. But,
Mhm.
Yeah, he would also probably say hi to Hjalmar, who's going to be hauling boxes all day,
Yeah,
and then
Yeah,
stop at the
you'd-
food cart.
definitely able to see those things.
Hello.
With a mouthful of mushroom fondue, he'll just say, "Sup?"
Ugh.
Yeah,
Well,
that stuff's
not like-
disgusting.
Small mushrooms. I'm thinking like portobello, like big mushrooms.
Dipped under cheese.
Yeah.
There are all types of mushrooms in the city too. So if you need to like restock and cook later, that's also something that's definitely available.
Have you ever had grilled portobello steaks?
Nope.
They're kind of amazing.
I have. I have.
never,
They're-
never have.
I have to say, I'm not usually a mushroom fan, but those are pretty
It's hit or miss for me, but
good.
alrighty. And so with that, there are some of you that have kind of housing for the nights. But anybody who is looking to stay at the different kind of inns around town will have to mark off a couple of nights of stay.
Okay.
I believe if you wanted to make the trip out to Fort Spirit, I believe they were 5 silver a night, but I know Hjalmar has wanted to avoid that due to his room being marked up.
I don't think that would be Hjalmar's first choice.
Yep.
I'd like to find, or he'd be looking for like a modest in the city. I don't need to go up and stay next to the counselor or anything, but I also don't want to be
right.
robbed in my sleep.
So you'd probably be looking in like Hapless Hydra. It was
there
also has an inn.
like an
Yeah.
inn? Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah. Tavern on the
sure.
bottom floor has rooms above.
Swing in and say hi to Foley, you know.
Yep. And now you know there's also a basement that doubles as a good bar, which if you're staying there, you probably could slip down there and have the good drinks. But that is also up to you.
I count on that. So let's go with Hapless Hydra for 2 nights then.
Alrighty.
How much she cost?
I am trying to find my thing for that, but I do not have it. Or it was. I think it was. Okay, let me look at the previous session's notes real quick, just because I think that has the one before that. Yeah, so a room at the Hapless Hydra was 1 silver per night. Or not, not Hapless Hydra, sorry. The Fort Spirit Angry Tortoise was 1 silver. So the Hapless Hydra is going to be probably 5 silver a night.
Okay.
And then the Oasis was a full gold a night, I think, is how I had it.
So 2 nights of the Hydra is 10 silver. Can I just give Foley a gold and call it?
Yep, that works.
Okay, let's do that. And my gold piece. All right, I'm covered.
Cool.
I think I'll have a way to stay there too.
Alrighty.
Eventually, we should find an abandoned house.
On the subject of staying over in these inns, did we address how much money I made helping the hunters?
Oh,
good idea.
Good point. So, like on that second day, while you're carousing the town, they would have had, if you were willing, had you help haul kind of the stuff into town.
Sure.
And so they have a couple of carts that they'll hook up and throw on there, but they also have a larger like spit for one of the larger creatures that they took down, which was a very large, like not as big as an elk, but a very large deer that is big enough that they have like it tied to a pole that they're carrying all the way there. So on the trip in there, you can help with the carts or directing the horses or carrying the spit, whatever you're wanting to do. But they proceed into town and then kind of go to the central market area, and there are a few vendors that they immediately kind of go to that they know will purchase meats and stuff, and they are able to hand that back to you. Do you want to go ahead and make another survival check for me for what happened with the group? And make that with advantage, actually.
Oh, okay. I can't make that roll again, so back over here. I like that much better. Thank
Yep.
you very much.
Are you going with in Roll20 or not Roll20? In Tailspire or in D&D Beyond?
Well, when I tell it to roll in D&D Beyond, it brings me to Tailspire with the dice.
Okay, so
is it
you have
still
that
rolling?
extension. Yeah, it rolls in both places, so we can
Oh.
figure out how we want to do that. I've been using most of the ones out of the D&D Beyond up until this point, so
Whoops. Okay.
yeah.
Forgot
Either
what-
way, you had like a 17 in one and an 18 in the other, so they're pretty darn close.
yeah, close.
But yeah. With the rest of the hunting party, you were able to work well with them and all of that, and they end up selling the meat and then giving you a cut of what was there that day, and so you'll actually make about 25 gold.
Okay.
And that's combination of the different meats, because it's a lot more rare here. Hunters are a little bit more sought after when it comes to the selling of this stuff, so yeah, give something other than mushrooms. But yeah, I believe that will wrap up our 2 days of downtime activity. Actually, at the end of that, the hunters will also kind of offer for you to join their guild and to go hunting with them again in the future. Is that something that you would be interested in?
Oh, absolutely. Why not?
Alrighty.
Assuming I'm alive or
Yep.
available.
Cool. Excellent. They will they have a bit of a induction ceremony that they'll take you through that mostly contributes with drinking and putting your name up on a piece of wood board that they have hanging in the back of the den that they have. So you'll be brought out there for the second night to kind of go through that, but initiation ceremony type of a thing. And I will also, for those of you joining guilds and or setting up things, I will set up kind of the stuff for that in between sessions here, because that is not things that I have prepped right now. But
Oh, good.
That's why I was selling illegal food.
No Culinarians Guild yet. Maybe you're the founding member.
Well, there probably are with the trades guild that sees most commerce in the city. It's not
You're encroaching
not
on
only
the-
blacksmiths, but
The culinarian gang's territory is this way, so you're...
yep.
We're gonna take over one of the abandoned sections of town as a gang.
What, you didn't see the culinarian graffiti over around the corner?
Alrighty. Is that everything then? I think we're good.
You know what they say on the streets in the Culinarian Guild?
Have you eaten yet?
In for a pie, in for a pounding.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I guess that too.
I make a...
Have you eaten yet?
Go ahead.
This would probably be a good time if we want to take a 5-minute break.
Cool. Right.
I make a metal sign for my shop.
Okay.
Kurt's Creations, weapons, armor, and metalworks.
Is creation
There
spelled
you
with a
go.
K? It
It's
has to
spelled
be.
with a K.
My man. I love it already.
Just like my dad's carpet shop, Kinsvater Carpet, spelled with Perfect.
It's amazing.
Yeah, break.
Cool. Break time.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Take a quick.
Okie dokie, okie dokie.
All good.
Yep, we're back.
Very nice. I will pull us back in. Alrighty. So, at this point, we've completed kind of the downtime stuff, and I believe the plan is you're heading to the expedition, correct?
That was
Yeah.
the plan.
We're gonna
That
be the
was
first
the
people
plan.
in.
Alrighty. So, while you're here, I think Kurt, you had just a thing to hand off to Sirkin, which is the same location. If you want to do that, that is pretty quick.
Wait, what was it? What am I handing off?
The permit for your shop.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
do.
So you can just. That's a quick enough interaction. He'll put down his little book that he's always reading and say, I was expecting this. Zaria
Good.
told me that you would be stopping by.
Yeah. Kurt's Creations. Make sure you put that in the
He'll open up the thing and say,
metal.
we had left the name blank, and
Weapons,
so he,
armor, and metalworks.
yeah, so he writes that in there and says, very nice. It looks like everything's in order, and then he'll fold it back up and say, I will go file this, and kind of bids you farewell and goes off to do that.
I leave my table and my sign on top of the cot at the clergy.
Okay, yeah, staying at the temple at night.
Or I'll put it to the side or something. I don't know.
Very interesting.
I
Yeah,
guess, yeah.
it'd probably fit right on top. Yeah, like they'll say, yeah, no problem, and kind of look at it, and just like wonder what's going on there. But yeah, so we will call it kind of this. Not good. I did not have time to put up the kind of merchant thing, so I threw a couple of carts in the front of the palace, but yeah, you are all back here. Can pull you all out. Go to D. All.
I like how Elrune and I just drop in on our backs.
It's because that was what you were at last time from the meditation. Okay, cool.
Sorry, I was meditating.
Arriving at the palace, you do see that collection of carts that you had spent the days working at, and the caravan master kind of waves to you, tips his very large hat, and
I stroke my beard back at him.
yeah,
Tip my
and
beard.
he'll give you a wave and then go back to speaking to a person that you can see him pulling out that robe of useful items and trying to present that to them as a very useful thing. But yeah, you are able to. Well, I guess you guys would have gone around the sides. I don't think they have multi-selection yet, do they? No. I will just pull you guys back out because the entrances are at the sides or the back. Just pull you all the way down to inside the expedition itself.
Oh, okay. We went rogue, Kurt. Gotta get back.
Oh, we do?
He's pulling us down.
Here.
Down into the dungeon.
There.
Where's the dungeon?
Oh, right. We gotta lower our render level, right? Because it's actually below the
Yes.
palace.
Yep.
Trying to
Which.
do
So pull the green thingy.
that. Yeah, I got it all the way at the bottom. It's not doing nothing.
Oh, it should go up.
Up? Okay. Green
Yes.
all the way at the top.
You're gonna want it. Okay. Can you see now?
No.
No. Okay.
Zoom in to get the building to go away. If
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it to just go.
Put it about a quarter of
here
the
we
way
go,
up
here
from the
we go.
bottom.
I need to zoom
Oh,
in.
Oh, there we go. We got fetched. That's better.
Yeah. Does that work?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I just gotta adjust my view now. There we go. Cool. That's all better.
Yep. So actually, showing up fairly early. There's not a ton of people here. You have Tenla, who is here, as well as the Kenku, who does the appraisals, named Gaint. Theris is here, who was the one that kind of came with you on your first expedition into the catacombs. And still a couple of the enforcers that seem to have guard rotations and constantly have a few people posted here. And upon walking in, you see Tenla looks up and sees you all here and says, I was expecting you all. Welcome back.
good to be back. We
And this
made
was the this was supposedly the first day it resets, right? So we're in like right as it starts.
Correct.
That's what we were timing out. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yep. This is all why we were doing the downtime, is because now it's reset. Now it should become a fresh kind of
Fresh rotation. Yep.
Yep. She says, welcome back. I think I have everything prepared for you. And you see out in front of the table that she has, most of the maps and things that you saw before are now gone. They're all blank. They're blank sheets of paper and everything. You do see a couple of different colors of chalk and bins and that kind of thing. But for the most part, it looks like all of that has been taken away and stored somewhere.
I request for us to be purple team this time.
And she'll look into a couple of bins and say, yeah, we actually do have a purple. And she pulls it out. And she says,
Why purple?
also, if any of you are able to create illusory script, you can also use that instead of chalk. But for those that are not magically inclined, we have this analog method.
I hit things with my axe.
I'm gonna have to go with the analog, I believe.
I am
Right with the
analogically
accent.
inclined.
Okay, well, since it's been a few days, just a reminder that your primary goal is to come back alive. Next after that is retrieving supplies to the city and exploring or researching the catacombs, as well as bringing back any other loot that you wish to pull out yourselves. Now, this is your first time going in as the first group. You should know that as you're making your map, if there are caches of supplies, you can mark them on your map, and then when you return the map, we can send in a team to haul those things out. You'll receive 50% of the value of those things as the original finders. The hauling teams, and this is something that you could do in the future as well, will receive a 40% cut, and then the expedition takes its usual 10. So in that way, we're able to bring back larger things, and we can make multiple trips. In the past, there have been large caches of supplies, so if you see anything that you don't personally want, it's worth marking it down.
Now, does this also apply to, say, locations that we are aware of but can't reach?
Yes, if you put things down there, if you're unable to at least call out what is there, we won't know what we're looking for, so it'll be a bit more on the retrieval team. If you mark something as there, you're not going to get a cut as much. just like your previous job, that team had marked that there was something there, but not what it was because they couldn't or didn't take the time to figure it out at least. So they
I
didn't
guess
receive a cut
for
there.
clarification, if we see a giant golden chest at, say, the opposite end of a 150-foot pit that definitely looks trapped, and we point out that the chest is there, someone retrieves it later, we don't get a cut of that because we didn't look in the chest first?
Correct. Mainly because you weren't the one taking the risk in picking that up, right?
That makes sense.
So
I must not be coming through.
those that we're kind of expecting, if you mark this down, that it's safe to get there and take, based on the things you've marked.
So we can assume that if we take that kind of job, it would be safe to get there. Safe to
In general,
train.
yes. And as kind of a DM thing, like this will be a future like downtime activity that you could also do, is go in as a retrieval team and pull things out.
Is it a safe
Yeah.
way to
Okay.
make money?
And that's specifically if another team is like doing the first one into like that floor or specific things there.
Roger.
Do you ever pull out metal, like bars or anything?
Absolutely.
Cool. I like that.
There have been reports fairly consistently, actually. There are rooms in there that will give you a choice of a few different options. Usually it's food or we've had iron bars or other things that are been extremely useful, and they are usually fairly large caches. If you're able to find some of those, that's always appreciated for the city.
It's like Hunger Games, the dungeon.
Yeah, this is where we get a lot of the supplies to feed
Was
people.
that game back home Minecraft or something?
Yeah, you know, that's
the dwarves
probably...
weigh way too much.
Yeah, dwarves love Minecraft.
Rock and stone.
They mine
Wait,
and they
is that the
craft.
wrong one?
You know, it's a fun game till you dig too deep, then you awake something you shouldn't have. Then you don't get to play anymore.
Next
Fall into
batch.
the lava. You know.
Next batch, guys. Okay, so she'll say, alright, so if you're going to be the designated purple team for this, and she starts writing down information, she says, you have, here's some paper for map making, and she gives you some of those. She says, this is your first time. This is all kind of on the house. We'll see how you do.
Generous.
Let me see. Oh, she also kind of points to a pile of scrolls, and she'll say, now I don't know if any of you have the ability, but we also sell for 20 gold apiece scrolls of identify.
I look around to everybody and say, I just put like a hand up immediately. I say, it's just fine. We got that handled.
Alrighty.
Apparently you got that handled. Sounds good to me.
So do you have a pearl then for that?
Do I have
Because that's the one thing that the scroll actually does, is it lets you
right. I thought
it lets you not have the
yeah.
material components.
Then I don't say that.
I don't
always
have quite enough money to buy a pearl either.
I always have it prepared, though. I thought that might. Yeah, you're right. I need the pearl.
Unfortunate.
It doesn't
Yeah,
use
I-
up the pearl though, right? It doesn't.
Correct, it is a
So you can
one-time-
just-
I have
We
to
can-
get enough money to get the pearl.
We can have a group contribution to get you a pearl before we come down here.
That is true. It would be easy enough to do.
How much is a pearl?
You can get a good
100
pearl.
gold.
Yeah.
I can cast it, so we get a group pearl. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we can easily afford that.
Cover 100, right? If we split. Oh, Dustin, thanks. You gave up your whole wallet. I appreciate that.
Hell
Thanks,
yeah.
buddy.
What does
We're
the
all good,
machine
then.
need money for? It's not like he's going to
man.
buy any alcohol with it.
Argo, I can't believe you just gave us all that money.
Wow,
Thank you,
Argo,
man.
look at all this gold. It's
What
perfect.
a generous robot.
I thought I was.
And you're gonna go first too into the. All right, you go.
Whoa, buddy. Man, he's really on a roll today, isn't he?
Actuality, what's happened?
I have a feeling Argo is rather poor.
If it's 100
Yeah,
gold,
he
I
would
mean, we
absolutely not be able to contribute to
I'm
that.
Can we
I can
each put up
contribute a lot of it.
25?
I can do
Or-
25. I don't know if everyone can do 25.
Can we
I can
25 each? Or
do 25. I'll subtract that right now.
Yeah, I can do 25.
Can we go
25
get a
for me,
pearl?
too.
Do we know? Is there one available somewhere?
showing me.
jeweler of
It's
some kind?
easy enough to find a jeweler in the city. We can say that's something that you did during the downtime stuff too.
All right, then let's get
Huh?
let's get that pearl going. Our
Got you
group
covered,
pearl.
buddy.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite gems.
I think that is a good
Investment.
good investment.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, I'll put a
Those are
pearl in
generally-
inventory. So I got it.
The identifiers make it generally useful for folks to use whatever they find in there immediately, just because you know what's there, right?
Yeah, I can cast it as a ritual, so easy enough to do.
Excellent. That should be extremely useful to you. Now, do you have any last minute questions before you go in?
Imagine that all seems pretty clear. I mean, you don't know what's in there any more than we do if it keeps changing, so.
Can we get a
Very true.
refresher on the marking of the rooms? Do we need one?
Yeah,
It's
so
in
there's
announcements or Monday talk. I have to go look it up.
I
Yeah,
will
there's
leave
a
it up
doc
to the people
somewhere.
who understand how that works. 'Cause I
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm more than willing to surrender that to more intelligent adventurers.
and that's something we can just like let that fade into the background as a like thing that you do when you're going through. If there's anything specific that you want to call out that you're marking down, that's always good too. But the
We appreciate
general
that very
like
much.
we're going into that room, like that's gonna be that'd drag things down. So I'd rather have us
unless
just
it's really fun for one
continue
person
forward.
to make a map, then I
Yeah.
imagine then that's something.
the map making, the actual explorer script, like writing it on the wall. That is more for if you're going in as a second team. That's a way for illustration type of a thing. But
I'm applying Explorer script to everything we do properly.
Yep. Sounds good.
Hey,
Um,
hand to wave him.
And that she'll also mention like one of the reasons that the script's important is for those retrieval teams so that they know what route is safe as well. So that's another piece of why that's important. Now, I know you were in there last time, but this time there will probably be more roving creatures. We don't know what kind, but they tend to be around, so be on your guard.
Just say it. There's kobolds in there.
Yeah, now we're talking my speed.
I think we've had that in one of our iterations at least. But
Got any Durgar down there or no? Sounds like
I'd have to check
Like,
with the archive. We all of our notes and stuff go to them, so they have the complete history. I'm not sure.
all right.
But I wish you luck. And come back safe.
Let's do this.
I wish me luck too. Let's do this.
Alrighty.
HJ, you want to take the lead?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You guys coming?
Into the pit.
Down we go.
Alrighty.
No,
So you step up to the familiar barred entryway with the gate and the lever on the side.
is there no NPC laying there dying talking about the Archbishop Lazarus or anything like that?
Nothing like that.
All right, cool. Just make sure, because I wanted to make sure to talk to him first.
Want to get any quests for sure.
We got word slag? Okay, good. Yeah, we got it.
Words like we got him.
Okay. Here we go.
Alrighty. So you pull the lever, the gate goes back up, and you see kind of through the entryway in front of you. It's kind of dark, but it also has that discolored sheen you remember from last time when you step through that threshold. Excuse me, when you step through that threshold, the discoloration fades and it comes into more colored. I will place you all real quick. Fetch.
All right.
So you guys can go ahead and situate yourself there.
API.
I just see a gate that opens up to a void.
Yep, that is intentional. Alrighty.
Don't forget to adjust your little green pin marker over there so you can see.
Yeah.
True. It's going to be pretty high up here.
Yeah, yeah.
And with this, I think if you just take it all the way to the top, other than the...
Yeah, like if
Okay,
I take
cool.
it all the way to the top, I get like the stair roof.
Oh, yeah,
I
true.
had to kind of pare that down a little bit.
Alrighty. So in front of you, you see...
Okay.
The first room after the gate. It's fairly large, underground cave with uncut walls showing layered stone. Oh, actually, I forgot to apply this. Uncut walls showing layered stone with roots pushing their way out from the wall. To the right, a small campsite is set up with a cook fire and a tent and a table. To the left, a few tables are set up with what look to be stills on them.
Well, because yes, make a post after with attack. Right?
Well, HJ,
Yes, I will enter the room.
Alright. Entering the room, you see much as you did before. You see a little bit of the tent flap is waving. There's a small bit of a draft here coming from the corridor behind you.
Right, like
Small draft from where we came from. Okay.
Yeah.
looks like a camp.
The air here smells very stale as well.
Gotcha. So it's been closed off a while. Okay, so moving, well, I guess 5-10 feet more.
Probably get
Don't see anything additional there.
Can I move over to the, I guess over here to the campfire area? Kind of shuffle around a little bit.
Yeah, so over here you see this table that has a few pieces of kind of rotten food laid out. You see what looks like a letter that was in the process of being written that the quill is set down on top of it. And from here you see the tent is partially open, and you see what looks like a skeletal foot sticking
ink still
out
wet?
there.
Yeah, how recent is this? Is it just,
It
it was just in the process of being written and now it's been lost to time kind of look, or?
Yeah, it just hasn't. It wasn't just written, like the ink's not wet. It's
Okay.
dried by now, but it also doesn't look like it's been like aged to the point of fragility.
Is it in a language I can understand?
Yeah, it's written in common. Looking at that, you're able to read. It is a.
I guess I think what's confusing me is I'm only putting them.
It is a
on
letter
those
to
letters
whoever
for,
this
like,
person's brother.
like,
Uh,
I don't think they're actually
it letting them know that they've joined the Talite Brotherhood, and they can't say where, but they have a hideout in a cave. They're letting us moonshine in here as long as we keep people out of the entry area. They're mostly okay people, except for there's one creepy guy named Bokir that somehow has an ogre for a pet.
Huh. Okay.
We should grab that letter and take it out with us. That seems like something archives would want.
A good clue. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, add something to my inventory.
I may go looking for moonshine.
Looking over at the stills there, if you're looking for moonshine, they do look like they were actively
Yeah, it would be like
producing, but the stuff that was there looks like it wasn't completed. It looked like the fires went out underneath before the
you
boiling
click one,
process would have
and
been
it filters the
completed.
posts.
But there
Any
are
posts that was
a
made
couple
at
of
that
barrels of moonshine you gather underneath the desk.
I mark it on our map,
Alrighty.
just in case we don't feel like dragging out barrels, but we probably can as we're leaving.
I know what a dead man looks like, so I'm gonna investigate the skeletal foot that is hanging out of the tent.
I hope there's more than a foot.
Yeah, so looking into the tent, you'll see...
Tentatively.
I see what you did there. You'll see two immobile skeletons. They look extremely aged to the point that their bones are kind of cracked and brittle in places. Other than that, the tent looks like it was mostly just that, the area for them to sleep. And the forms that these skeletons are in are that of two people that were sleeping.
Were these individuals sleeping, like, side by side, or, like, sharing the same bed?
They're on, like, opposite sides of the tent there.
Okay.
Having, like, a little divider in the middle, you know?
Is there anything inside here that looks valuable?
Not particularly. It's mostly just like there's a couple of bedrolls that they're sleeping in that look kind of shabby. The tent itself has a few holes in it. It doesn't look like anything that was meant to be outdoors. Like it's in the cave, so it's mostly meant as a privacy shield.
Awesome. Kurt.
Yeah, what's up?
You want to come dust these kneecaps and we can close up the tent just so people don't have to look at this?
Sure.
What do you mean by dust the kneecaps?
Remember what we did last time when we were suspicious of some skeletons?
We beat the shit
Pretty
out of
much
them
beat
until
the-
they were sure they weren't going to wake up.
Yeah, we took a heavy mace or blunt object to their legs so they were shattered completely, and then moved on with our business.
Right. Yeah. So you go ahead and do that, and these bones just pulverize to dust. It's not even
policy.
much.
Dusting the kneecaps.
It's not much effort to
They ain't getting back
get rid
up
of them.
anytime soon.
Besides moonshine barrels, is there anything else over in the moonshine area?
It's mostly just the tools and the stills themselves, and they don't look particularly good. They look like they've been mistreated and very dirty.
Well,
Okay.
Mistreated. Alcohol abuse.
You do see a what looks to be solid iron door on the other side of the room as well.
Guess we
Yeah.
knock. No, I'm just
Try the door.
I will try the door. Because why not?
Uh,
Yeah.
shouldn't you make sure there's no,
I
I
will
don't know.
observe the door thoroughly.
You just looking at it? What are you doing here?
Looking for, make sure the door doesn't
Check
kill us
for
all.
traps.
Go ahead and make a investigation check.
I check for traps. I jiggle the handle.
While he's doing that, is this a real metal chain in the wall?
No traps. Okay, I open the door.
Yeah. I think
Yes, that is a real metal chain in the wall.
Look like I can try it off.
Wow.
You don't find any traps. Does it look like you could pry it off? You could try.
Can I try?
Yeah, go for it. Make a strength check.
Just strength or athletics?
It'll be athletics.
Would you like some help?
I'm gonna wait to reveal the next part until we resolve that.
17. Let's see if I need help.
I was mostly just making fun of the door there.
You got a 17?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can start pulling on that, and you're used to metal and knowing how this thing probably is anchored into the stone. You're able to pull. You don't get all of the individual bolts, but you get the primary anchor and the chain that comes with it.
Nice. Can I add I think there is just like a chain in inventory.
There's chain, but I think it's like 50 feet long. This would
get
only
less.
be like
there's
2
There's a 10-foot
2
chain
foot.
for 5. It's 5 gold 10-foot chain. Would that work or no?
Okay. For now, let's throw down a 2-foot chain as like a custom object, and then because there might be more of these, so you might be able to pull out and get combined into that.
I'll just put it in my equipment for now as 10.
Sounds
We'll
good.
see if I get there.
Okay. Alrighty. So opening the door, you are greeted with a long
Hail of
hallway.
Oh, sorry,
Uh,
you said moonshine, so I'm expecting hillbillies.
you see a kind of long hallway that looks like it was probably cut a little bit more out of the stone. There's a little bit of natural, what could have been a crevice if you look up at the ceiling, like where the stone meets. You can see that, but it is fairly long, and then at the end of it you see it's lit by a couple of lanterns, and it comes to kind of a fork, it looks like.
Would you like me to go first?
I'm actually gonna go first, but I'm gonna roll a stealth check that isn't going to be a 1.
Should I wait here for you?
11. That is something. And I'm gonna watch for traps as I go down. I just want to, and I'm gonna signal for them when I get to the end. Oh, wrong one. There we go.
I'm a little big for a kobold.
Can I listen for Alarin to head down there, just in case like something goes off and he doesn't yelp?
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
kind
that'd
of
be part of your perception.
keep my ears open.
Oh, and
Yeah.
perception to look for stuff, I guess, while I'm doing this.
Yeah, so you go ahead and make it this far. You don't really see anything that catches your eye. No traps go off until you get to kind of the fork in the road here. And I am just realizing how bad these reveal areas are.
I'm staying zoomed in, so don't worry about
Due to about there. So there's kind of a corner that you can't see around, as well as let's put this one. There we go. Okay. As well as an offshoot hallway to the left that you see.
Okay.
But I have that set up in my home.
The hallway on the left, you see a long hall with a singular stone pillar in the center that looks like some kind of support splitting the path itself. Looking past it, you see that it's just like a pillar in the center. It converges and continues on beyond that.
Okay. Then I will signal people up because it doesn't look like there's any particular danger.
Is anybody carrying a torch specifically, or are you
I got
going in with
light
the
on
line side
Purposely
people?
not wearing a torch.
Right.
I'll carry a torch.
I got light on my shield. I cast light on my shield.
Oh, then
okay.
I'll let him
Well,
do
we
it.
don't need a torch then, do we?
Alrighty, so you've got light on your shield.
Oh, I don't have light. I just got it wrong. Nope. I need a torch. I thought I had
Oh,
light.
you don't? Oh,
I had
okay.
light.
All right, I got a torch.
I make shadow animals in the lantern as a signal.
You see the shadows move ahead of you, and it looks like a little dog.
Definitely not going that way. Okay.
And then a bunny. And then bird?
You guys want me?
What is
ahead
that?
of you?
I'm just looking at the metal in this door. This door's pretty sturdy. It's not coming down, right?
Sounds like I'm going ahead of you.
Yeah.
Really ahead of
Hinges,
me.
though, Hilmar. Or not, hinges, though, Kurt. Hinges.
Well, I'm just looking at them. They look pretty sturdy.
Yeah, so I'm looking at like that router.
What do you call a metal kleptomaniac? Is there like a specific term for metal kleptos?
Dungeon Master, this metal is pretty. I can't get this off the wall.
Probably not. It's a little too high up, and also like stuck in there. It looks like pretty well, but
I can't get it down.
you could try.
We're right next to the entrance. I'm just thinking if I could get it down when I come back, I could just bring it up with some help from Helmar.
Yeah, with help from Hjalmar, you might be able to get that out of
This
there.
is nobody's metal door, alright? That's a whole lot of iron.
I kind of imagine them being like, what the hell, as we come out,
We come
dragging
up as just a
door
sack of
and
metal. It's just nothing.
barrels of whiskey.
Homie, all I need is metal. All I need is metal to do the thing that I do.
This whiskey could be very old.
I keep an
judging
eye
by its
on that metal door. Think about that when we get back.
Give it the bedroom eyes.
I'll get Helmar's
Smooch
attention
it.
at some point. I'll go, can you help me with a door on the way back when we leave?
Isn't the door already open?
So,
Take the
Aaron
door
stepping up to
and
that
going
point.
to carry the door.
You see off to the right that small hallway there kind of curves off in another direction, and you could see that there's more light coming from that direction.
So, light coming from this
that-
direction.
Correct.
No light from that direction.
At the very end of the hallway over there, you would also see a little bit of light.
Okay. Which way should we go, my compatriots? There's light coming from the right and barely any light coming from the left.
I mean,
I
light
don't know.
seems like a good thing, but darkness tends to hide goodies too.
I don't do very well in the dark. Just put that out there.
Is this lantern made
Well,
of metal?
we've got light. We'll
It
bring the
is.
light if anything happens. You'll be fine.
My axe is made of metal. You better stay away from it.
I mean, that's yours. This is nobody's lantern. That's what I mean.
I'm not going to carry you home if you have too much metal.
It's what's his? This is somebody's lantern. It's whatever the guy's name who had a pet ogre.
Well, he's not here anymore.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Alright, left or right though? Left? Left hand rule?
I did, and that's what Alex pulled out. Kyle's.
Sure, left works.
Okay. I will sneak my way down the left hand hallway.
Alrighty. So, Coming
Apparently
into
badly, because
the
checks.
left-hand hallway.
Everybody.
You'll head a little bit in, and then you will see on the ground in front of you the outline of a small plate on the ground.
We don't have time.
Okay, I will stop and look at the small plate on the ground.
Looking at it, you can definitely tell that this is some kind of pressure plate.
Okay. Guess we're gonna go with the tried and true pinion method of dealing with pressure plates.
Alrighty.
You know what? I'm just gonna be back here.
I got a little piece of paper and I'm writing down how many lanterns are here.
Oh my god.
I'm not kidding. This is exactly how my ability
Man,
works.
I am rolling terrible today.
You know what? I feel like we are playing Minecraft.
Literally, it's
grabbing all of the iron from the mine.
I can
He's
make
the one that
things
Picks up,
with
he's
the
one that
value.
picks up all of the train tracks
Lanterns
out
are
of the
10
mines
gold.
that are generated underground.
Lanterns are 10 gold apiece.
All these train tracks and all these the carts, and I gotta take them home.
You shove a python in there, and you think you could. It's probably good. It's good for your weight.
I also heavily chalk up around it, so it's very visible.
Okay. Yeah, as part of the explorer's script, when you're writing it down, there's actually like a signal for like danger here, and you go ahead and like mark it with that.
Yeah. Okay.
While you're doing that, you're able to also like see while you're trying to stick the piton under there that there's a mechanism that goes off in direction towards the left wall, and then looking up there. Fairly obvious are holes in the side of the wall.
Okay. Blow dart trap, apparently, or arrows, or lava.
Snakes.
So
Snakes.
Could be snake holes.
this is thing for the August.
Okay. I go around my pressure plate and continue on.
Alrighty.
Alright, good.
Yeah, you're able to get around that fairly easily.
Yeah.
Should we follow him yet, or do we wait?
How rude do we follow you?
Be careful. There might be more pressure plates. But yeah. You want to.
Why don't you find them all?
Found one.
I rearranged the body.
We'll find more.
Ryan. Alright, I'm just working my way down the hallway slowly while talking back to them, which
Alrighty.
is ruining my stealth.
Alrighty. So, how far forward do you end up going before?
I go all the way up, at least past the pillar. There.
Yeah, sure. Blame your party for your terrible stealth roll.
So you're heading to.
I'm ahead so I
There?
can see around the corner, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So ahead of you, an intersection adorned with weapon racks anchored to the stone wall, and a couple of tables set out with arrows that appeared to be mid-creation process. Two skeletons taking piles of feathers and wrapping them around unadorned shafts. A ghoul attempting to place iron tips on them, but failing miserably as it's going through the motions. They don't immediately see you.
Okay. I back up.
This is what I need to look at
I
for
don't want to
Alrighty.
take on
Finding
two
out
skeletons and a ghoul by myself yet.
Done.
I back up to here and gesture at my party to quietly come forward, and then realize that that's impossible. But
You said
still
that
gesture
word.
like that.
Yeah, you said that word. It's
Some stealth
we're
checks?
gonna be making stealth, aren't we?
And I do so with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
If you're trying to sneak up on this party, you want to make a group stealth.
No.
This is like,
Kurt breaking down
it's
the average.
fine. It's fine. I'll help us out.
let it go.
All right. Well, they come bumbling down here. I'm gonna hide against
my
a wall
God.
somewhere, like over here, just to like shove myself up against a wall. Because
Holy
this
crap!
is going well.
Average is about what? 12?
Any metal
If we're
down
lucky.
here? Metal. Metal.
Alrighty. So even before you get to the corner, you hear the sound that they were making stop.
Great.
Now, where are we stealth wise? I assume we're rolling the roll because we're closer than where we are right now.
Yeah, we were coming up behind Elrune.
Yeah, so you would have been coming up to that corner.
Okay, there we are.
So I need to home.
Because we're pretending we're stealthing, I make a hand gesture that there's 3 of them.
Dashboard. Map it.
And gesture towards my kneecap with 2 fingers.
Kurt, skeleton's ahead.
2 skeletons.
Are you,
I can never get this chainmail to sit right. Ching, 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 ching.
are you guys just staying there, or are you moving forward?
I think we should probably just charge in at this point. It's probably the best method, right?
Yeah, why not?
They know
I mean,
we're
if it's
here.
just 2 skeletons, they're not capable of
Oh,
tactical
2
forethought.
skeletons and some sort of other thing.
Yeah, well, whatever. They'll still die just as easy.
At this, you hear from around the corner.
We
That's the other thing.
play dice to see who goes first.
I believe that's you, big guy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You see a kind of zombified pale hand reach around the corner of the rock face, and you see
Swing my axe at it with the finger.
You're not quite close enough to do that. It's back there. This
Can
is
I
where
run
I'll
up
have
and
you
do that?
guys roll initiative. And actually, that's where I'm gonna have us call the session. Is at initiative here.
Ah, damn. All right.
Oh, I don't go first, that's for sure, so.
We are at 10:30, so
Yeah, that's fair.
That is going to be my forever gesture for skeletons in this campaign, though.
Kneecaps, the 2 fingers at the kneecaps, yeah.
Dust them, boys! Grind them up in the bone.
I love it.
Alright, that's it for us over on YouTube. Take care, guys. We'll see you for the next one. Bye!